The chakras that we have, and I already spoke about the Agya chakra, which is our third eye center, which is the energy center of the power of discrimination, the power to see truth from falsehood. But all of our chakras, these are the energy centers of the body. And he's asking, are they where our karma is stored? So, karma is that which comes with us. Some of it from lifetime to lifetime. We've got 3 different types of karma. The short term, medium term, long term. I won't go into all of that tonight because that's a whole lecture in and of itself, as is a lecture on the chakras. But what's important to realize is we are freed from blockages, whether they're energetic blockages that are being held in our energy centers, in our chakras, or blockages that are being held through our karma, through our spiritual practice. So, if my chakras are blocked, if my energy centers are blocked, and I practice meditation, and I practice prayer, and I practice seva, and I get myself awakened, open, because remember, the ultimate goal of a spiritual practice is openness, freedom, full freedom. Any way that we're being blocked is a hindrance on the path. And so if I'm being blocked by ego, if I'm being blocked by anger, if I'm being blocked by greed, if I'm being blocked by lust, if I'm being blocked by repressed emotions, that's going to keep me stuck. It's going to keep me from living as the truth of who I am. And this is where, as we work with the chakras, and we allow the release to happen, as we allow the opening to happen, it frees us to be. It frees us to be fully in the truth of who we are. Regardless of where I'm stuck along the way, it's holding me back. Whether it's holding me back from myself, it's holding me back from awakening, it's holding me back from knowledge, it's holding me back from experience, it's holding me back in all these ways. That constriction is what we work on as we open our energy body. So as we open the chakras, and as we awaken and awaken and awaken and awaken and get freer and freer and freer, we become more able then to take the steps to see with clarity how we are supposed to move in our lives. I always say we don't know what to do because we don't know who we are. And a lot of the reasons we don't know who we are is because our energy is stuck. As we work with the chakras in different ways, as they open, as they become free, we start to actually have access to wisdom, access to experience, access to energy, access to power that we never had before. As that happens, we are able to become free from a lot of the ways that karma binds us as well. Now, is it all stored in our chakras? No. So for example, let's say I'm thirsty and I drink a glass of water. Well, immediately, the karma's action. The word karma literally means action. So my action is to drink the glass of water. Now the result of that action, the fruit of that karma, is immediate. My thirst is quenched. Didn't need to get stored in a chakra anywhere, didn't need to get held on to a next life. Immediately. But some actions, some karmas, have what we call longer term results. Pujya Swamiji speaks about it as a long-term CD or long-term FDR. Right? There's some FDRs, or in America we call them CDs. You put money in the bank. Some you get in 3 months. Matures in 3 months. Some it's going to mature in 3 years. Some it'll mature in 10 years. So some of our karmas, some of our actions give immediate results. Drank water, thirst quenched. Or in a not so nice example, walking down the street, meet someone, hit him in the face, he hits me right back. Okay? I did a karma, I got the result. Or hit him in the face, get arrested. Right? Whatever it may be. I did something, immediate result. But then there are actions that actually take much longer to bear fruit. And these are our medium and our long-term karmas. And some of them may bear fruit only in a next life. This is where we have to keep taking birth until that karmic bank account gets cleared. Good actions, positive actions, actions of truth, actions of openness, actions of oneness, actions of love are going to bear results of openness, of love, of truth. We speak about good and bad, but it's not. The universe doesn't have any preference, right? So we would say health is good, sickness is bad, wealth is good, poverty is bad. So people who get wealth, who have good health, who have good success say, oh, this must be, good karma. But it's not that. The universe is giving you results of your actions, neither good nor bad, but simply results. You plant an apple seed, you get an apple tree. You like apples, it seems like a good result. You don't like apples, it seems like a bad result. But the universe isn't saying you were good, you were bad. It's just giving you a result. But it's also giving us exactly what we need to take our next step closer to God, our next step of awakening. And so whatever comes to us in karma is not a punishment, it's not a reward. It's exactly what is most conducive for us to take our next step. So as our chakras get opened, several things happen. First of all, we stop acting in ignorance. We stop acting as the doer. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna makes it very clear that the only way to get free of this cycle of karma, because if doing positive things is going to give certain results, if doing negative things is going to give different results, if they don't cancel each other out, how do you get out of this? Right? So this is what Arjuna says, well, God, if I'm going to do this and get a good result, and I do that, I'm going to have a bad result. How do I get out of this? I'm going to have to keep coming back. And this is where Lord Krishna explains so beautifully that the only way out of that cycle is to realize you're not the doer. You can't stop acting. And if every action is going to give me a karmic fruit, and I can't stop acting, it means I'm just going to keep acquiring fruits. I'm going to have to just keep coming back to eat them. Some will be sweet, some will be bitter. But what's the solution? And this is where Lord Krishna says, just surrender to me. Realize you're not the doer. Stop acting from a place of doership and start acting from a place of total surrender. Realize you are a tool, an instrument in God's hands. Act like that. Do your duty, fulfill your dharma, which is to be that instrument. But that is something that only when our chakras get open are we able to do, because otherwise I'm in the grips of fear, I'm in the grips of lust, I'm in the grips of repression, I'm in the grips of all of these stagnant emotions, tendencies, habits, repression, anger, all of this. I've got all of this repressed, stagnant energy. And so I act based on that rather than act from a place of freedom. And so the opening of the chakras frees us. You know, it's tragically ironic. A lot of times people will say, well, I don't want to surrender. Like, I want to be in charge. This surrender thing doesn't sound good, doesn't feel good. I don't want to surrender. I want my autonomy. And what's tragically ironic about it is until we surrender to the divine, we're actually slaves. We're slaves to our ignorance. We're slaves to our emotions. We're slaves to our habits. We're slaves to our subconscious programming. We're slaves to our fears. We're slaves to our desires. We're slaves to all of the identities that we've constructed. And it's actually only in surrendering to the divine that we're able to become free of that. Because as we surrender to the divine flow and it flows through us, it actually washes away. And that's the other way through. So one way in is I'm going to do meditation and yoga that's going to work on opening my chakras. I'll then become free and open. And I then can be connected to the divine and free from this cycle of karma. Another way in is to say, I'm going to just surrender completely. Everything I am, everything I do, everything I have, every minute, my mantra is just going to be surrender, 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 surrender. As I surrender, I become a vessel for the divine flow. As I become a vessel for the divine flow and it flows through me, it automatically washes through places where I'm stuck. And it automatically opens me. That's what happened to me. I had never done any meditation, any type of sadhana. And I had this, as many of you know, this just divinely gifted experience of connection to God that brought about in me such a complete surrender that just said, whatever you say, just take me, use me, let me just be connected to you. Let me just be a vessel for you. That became literally my only prayer. And I ended up having so many experiences of having the chakras just literally blasted open, of having energy just flow through my body in the most extraordinary way. And I know it's not me. I've spoken to so many people who have had experiences like this just from complete surrender to God. So you can actually go in either way. Go in through surrender, you'll be used. That energy will flow through you. Then things will take care of themselves. Or go in through the actual work of the chakras It'll clear you. You'll become a vessel. You'll become a channel. The flow will come through. Either way in. So either way works. It doesn't matter. What matters most is to say, okay, right here in this moment, this is the karmic package I have. This is what I've been given. This physical body, this set of circumstances in my life. How can I, using all the tools at my disposal, my awareness, my gyan, wisdom, my yearning for more gyan, that what we call jigyasya, that desire to know, which has brought you all here into satsang, that yearning to know, that yearning to dive into truth, I use that. I use my devotion, my love, use my practice, my meditation, my yoga, my seva. Use whatever I can to take this current situation I'm in, this current karmic package, and to use it to become free. To use it to accept fully and completely this amazing opportunity, this amazing invitation that the divine universe has given us to connect with it. I mean, it's literally like this divine universe, the divine is standing here going, yes, I'm here, come, come, come. Right? I mean, you know the games that we play with little kids who love us, right? We say, come here, and the kid is just learning to walk, wobbles, wobbles, wobbles over, and to give the big hug. Kids jump into parents' arms in swimming pools. Come, come, jump, it's okay, I'll catch you. I've got you. So literally, the divine is come. And we're over here. And we're suffering. And our eyes are closed. And we're all worried about all of these aspects of our suffering. And what all of this gives us, all the different paths of yoga, when we say Gyan and Bhakti and Karma Yoga, our sadhana, all of this, what it gives us is a way to actually come into the arms of the divine. To actually accept that opportunity. And to become one. To become one in love, one in spirit, one in soul. So however you do it, they're all taking us to the same place.